President Donald Trump delivers his first State of the Union address. He highlighted his accomplishments during his first year in office and laid out some goals for this year ahead. No surprise, jobs and immigration were two big themes.
But the president knows he needs bipartisan support to accomplish some of those goals. CBS 4's Dan Bush here with the major takeaways from the speech, Dan.
And Jim, it was what he said and also what he didn't say. The president was happy to tout a soaring economy and ignored the Russian investigation. He warned about foreign threats from totalitarians and terrorists, and he said it would fall on both parties to agree to deals to invest more than $1 trillion on infrastructure and give millions of dreamers a permanent place in this country.
I call upon all of us to set aside our differences, to seek out common ground.
The president calling for bipartisanship in his first State of the Union, spending a large portion of his opening remarks on the state of the economy and the signature success in his first year, passing a massive tax cut that included crippling Obamacare after repeated failures to repeal the law in full.
The individual mandate is now gone.
The president also faces a tight deadline to show progress on immigration, making a controversial comparison by highlighting a violent attack involving MS-13 gang members.
I am extending an open hand to work with members of both parties to protect our citizens of every background, color, religion, and creed.
He called immigration a priority both Democrats and Republicans can agree on. Trump said he would sign a bill giving millions of dreamers a pathway to citizenship in exchange for increased border security he calls a wall, ending the visa lottery system and also ending chain migration, which Democrats largely oppose and refer to as family reunification.
Under our plan, we focus on the immediate family. These four pillars represent a down-the-middle compromise and one that will create a safe, modern, and lawful immigration system.
The president wants to keep the military prison at Guantanamo Bay open, criticized the Iran nuclear deal, and he said Congress should no longer provide financial aid to countries that have vocally opposed moving the embassy in Israel to Jerusalem.
American foreign assistance dollars always serve American interests and only go to friends of America, not enemies of America.
Now, a year ago, President Trump made a similar call for bipartisanship, but he almost exclusively dealt with Republicans and often failed. His only major legislative success, the tax cut, passed without a single Democrat supporting the measure. The State of the Union and actual governing tend to be different realities. Jim?
As we've seen. Stan, thank you. Congressman Joe Kennedy delivered the Democrats' official response. Kennedy said the president and his supporters need to look at some of the many problems facing the country under this administration.
A government that struggles to keep itself open. Russia, knee-deep in our democracy. An all-out war on environmental protection. A Justice Department rolling back civil rights by the day. Hatred and supremacy proudly marching in our streets.
Kennedy's was one of several Democratic responses. Others, including Senator Bernie Sanders, delivered theirs on social media.